do you think about, given your work in conservation and everything, do you think about kind of the environmental cost of AI's kind of growing influence, around like data centers, energy use, water, and how we can reconcile its benefits with its footprint that it's making on community?
The environmental costs of AI, I mean, I think you could probably think about and compare it to early computers, right? If you remember like the original mainframes or ENIAC or just like things that are older than the both of us. This is a massive room of things that sucked up energy that probably weren't as powerful as our calculator, you know?
Yeah.
We could have had equivalent complaints about that. But would we be here today with an iPhone that that's probably the equivalent of a trillion of those if we hadn't gone through a period where we got more and more efficient rapidly, right? So I think that there needs to be a journey. Like, can people have a higher consciousness about making that a goal? I think so, because I don't think that doesn't seem to be the priority of making it energy efficient, other than it costs a lot of money. So it will, if it's going to be a viable business model, it has to have lower energy costs, lower water costs by default.
Especially when you consider like the communities that the water is being
None of that's
utilized
fair
for too. Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. It is a really interesting conversation that's happening around this, and everything is moving so quickly.
Yeah.
Because of the speed of technology.
But I'd like to look back in 10 years and see how long it sucked up a ton of water or used a lot of energy. Was that a year or 2 years before we figured out how to make it a lot more cost efficient? Just because people are looking at the bottom line, not because they're environmentalists per se,
Yeah.
but just because it's extremely costly to do what they're doing right now.